some very disturbing news coming in, and this is what we were fearing, and we were hoping that does not happen. There was a stampede, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, right outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium, and there are some very disturbing reports coming in of some injuries as well there. Let me go across to our colleague Veera Raghav, who is outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium at this moment. Veera, what's the latest? We are hearing some disturbing news from outside Chinnaswamy Stadium, something which we were hoping would not happen, but we are fearful of.
Well, according to initial reports that we are getting, there have been some casualties outside gate number 1. We believe my colleague Nihal Kidwai has confirmed that as well. Look, this was, as I mentioned about half an hour, 45 minutes ago, Ankit, this was something that I was fearing was inevitable. With the kind of crowd that's gathered out there, we don't know the details. We don't know if it was stampede or if it were a bunch of people who fell off. We don't know exactly what the details are, but we do believe that there have been multiple casualties, not one, but multiple casualties in that massive crowd that's there, especially around gate number 1. Every gate of the stadium completely crowded, so this is something that's going to, develop. I think we can put breaking news flashes that there are multiple casualties reported from outside Chinnaswamy Stadium. We don't know the exact cause of it. I am right here about 500 meters, 600 meters from where the incident has happened on the other side of Cubbon Park, but there's no way for me to see or witness what's exactly happening there. The traffic is completely chock-a-block. There are buses being stuck on one side. It's just a complete nightmare outside here. I'm not even sure how the players are going to end up coming in. And my bigger fear is that when the players come in, will there be more chaos? I'm not sure how the police are going to make way for the players to come in. It's going to be extremely difficult. Let's keep a close watch of this. And I think, as I mentioned about half an hour, 45 minutes ago, the celebrations are all great. Let's dance. We've danced and we've sang about it. But at the moment, let's focus on ensuring that there's no further chaos out here outside Chinnaswamy Stadium, which I think is going to be an extremely difficult task for the police, law and order authorities.
So very, very sad and unfortunate what we are hearing, and this is something, a lot of course, fans wanted to come there, but and you can't, how much can you, of course, try and see with the kind of arrangements. It all happened last night, hurriedly put together programs for felicitation and celebrations there at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, but it is very, very sad. I mean, these are the things that in a celebration, of course, should not have happened, but what we are hearing at this moment, and we're breaking it here on NDTV, that there have been reports of 7 people, those who have lost their life in the stampede outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Veera was already about 20 minutes back was reporting that there was this chaos which was building outside because of the sheer number of people, those who have come outside the stadium. Veera, it was raining also a short while back. What's the situation at this moment?
Well, look, where I am standing, the fans are still going into a frenzy. I was just trying to tell people with children, do not go inside because it started raining, and I've just recorded something for you, you and Osama, to send across because it rained for a bit. Now, there is just a sense of jubilation. There is a high, which is on and which is completely understandable. But in fact, I had to tell a few parents with kids who were standing out there with RCB t-shirts saying, just don't go in there. It's madness out there. You can't enter because everyone's trying to get into the stadium. I've seen people waiting from 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. As you know, I was one of them standing and dancing. At that time, it was all hunky-dory. It was all fun. But just the crowd started building up, and you saw the kind of scenes that you saw at Vidhan Sauda, the kind of crowds that was there. People climbing on rooftops, terraces, trying to see the fans coming in. I don't know of how other cities have celebrated their team's victory. I've been in Chennai and Super Teams repeated once, but the kind of frenzy that I'm seeing here today, I haven't seen on a cricket victory. Out here, and not really planned as well because it's all very sudden. So I think everyone.
Okay,
I'm not able to connect.
Veera, go ahead. We can hear you.
Veera, please go ahead.
Behind me, you can hear ambulances. You can hear I'm just going to put the microphone up so that you guys can hear the atmosphere out here. You can hear the sirens of ambulances flowing out.
Okay, I think we'll try and reconnect with Veera at this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something that we were dreading, and this impact, the celebrations turned deadly there in Bengaluru in Chinnaswamy Stadium, something that nobody would have wanted. But unfortunately, news coming in with the massive outpouring of the fans at the Chinnaswamy Stadium to try and get in for this felicitation ceremony of the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Some unfortunate news coming in where Stampede-like situation has been reported, which has resulted in several deaths as being reported at this moment. We'll all get more details on this, but this is very, very serious and sad situation which is developing at this moment in Bengaluru. Veera, back to you. We lost you just for a short while. Is there any word from the authorities? Because the numbers at this moment, which at least are being flashed all across, is 7 people may have been, fatally, may have died as far as this stampede is concerned. What are you picking up from the authorities?
No, given the lack of network and connection, I don't to anyone understand that involved in the situation. I'm speaking hammers that have been across the board, but we can confirm that there have been multiple casualties. That I can confirm because I just spoke to police desperate journalist. He did fallen and fainted. So we can confirm multiple casualties. My colleague Nihal Kidwai had spoken to police officers. He confirmed 7 people dead outside gate number 1. I'm just explaining to people in Bengaluru, Ankit, and you've been to Bengaluru many times. This is the road between Kaplan Park and Chinnaswamy Stadium, where there's a massive crowd out there. It's gate number 18 on the place. We believe the unfortunate incident has taken place on gate number 1, which is on the other side. When you go up, remember that entire stretch, which is the place.
Alright, we'll try and fix that line with Veera Raghav. In fact, there are a lot of questions that are emerging after this fatal incident, the frenzy that has now turned fatal outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium. 7 people have lost their lives, including 1 woman. We're awaiting the details of this incident, what might have caused the death of all these 7 people. We are yet to hear the witness accounts. Was there lapse in crowd control? We have been seeing the authorities struggling with the number of people who have poured in outside the stadium. Some of the pictures also show the people who have been rescued, who are being rescued. In fact, at this point of time, the safety measures, were they in place? That is a big question. There was a felicitation.
In fact, we can see somebody being somebody being, in fact, picked up, being taken out. Seems like a child who might have fainted because of the sheer rush.